Hi, hi everybody. This is Nancy Beal with Remax Gold in Sacramento, California, with real estate, and much more. My video channel. I'm here today with some past clients, my favorite clients that I found a house for a couple of years ago. This is Scotty and Kathleen, and they're just going to talk to you about the process of buying a house. Now, I know how scary it is, the whole process. Believe me, people get stressed out, they get worried, they don't know what's going to go on. But I'm going to let Scotty and Kathleen talk to you about the process today. So make it easier or make sure that you have an understanding. Sorry, we're a little bit nervous. Anyway, Scotty, go ahead. I'm going to ask you the first question is, what did you do? What fears did you have about when you first started thinking about buying a home, you and Kathleen?
I think the first fear we had, the biggest fear that we had was being misrepresented by our agent or having somebody who we didn't know the process with. We were first in our family to buy a home, so we had no idea what the process would look like or if we were going to be led to the right places or if we were going to be taken care of in a way that was representative of our choices and not just sold something.
Okay. What process did you use to select the person to represent you?
Well, we selected you,
Yeah.
and it's because I think through the process we were interested in having somebody that we knew would have our best interest in mind again. And having known Nancy personally, and then seeing her go through the journey of getting the license, and I think for me the biggest part was evolution, right? Is knowing that I had an agent who I've seen go through the process, maybe have some setbacks, but be able to re-establish a foundation. And then seeing Nancy pound through that other end, I was confident that in our own home we'd have a similar experience where we'd be able to be open about the things we knew and didn't know, but also be able to express those and have somebody who would evolve with us through our home buying process.
Great. How did you feel, Kathleen?
Nervous but excited. I mean, it was great because you were very honest and transparent with us the whole time. You made it so easy honest. I mean, whenever we asked for your feedback, it was always upfront, honest, and it was not
Very candid.
exactly. It was not in any way misleading.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. Another question I have: what did I do differently from other agents that you have worked with, if you have worked with other agents?
I would say that in our process of selecting an agent, right, and looking for somebody to represent us, we found a lot of people that were very successful, that had sold a bunch of homes, that had a great reputation. But when we dug deeper and actually ascertained what people's experiences were like with those agents, it was very quick moving, very almost like the shell game with magicians. And they ended up with a home that they weren't satisfied with. So we landed in the place where our biggest priority was having somebody we trusted and somebody who we knew would be honest and candid. And so that was our experience, was looking through different agents, seeing what they offered, but then finding somebody who was going to really help us find the home we wanted, not just a home.
Okay, great. Oh, you're gonna make me cry. So, how did I handle the process for you? How do you think that was handled?
Urgent in a way that we needed. So whenever we told you our availability, you were okay. Let's do this. I got 8 houses for you, like in one day, which was great because I feel like even when we were looking around, a lot of times it's like, oh, I have a couple of houses for you. So you worked at the pace we asked. So
Yeah.
I felt like you were very thorough, very urgent. Again, great communicator too. You always stayed in touch with us in a way that I didn't expect. In a good way, but also
Yeah.
in a way that we talked to you quite often whenever we had concerns or whenever you had anything come up. You were just transparent. It was great.
I would agree. I think when you say a way that we didn't expect, I think I go back to we expected some form of communication. I don't know that we expected so much thorough, like, here's what you need to do, especially being led through the process for the first time. We had no idea what was necessary from a paperwork perspective. And when we did hit bumps in the road, you advocated on our behalf, whether it was with the loan officer or with us saying, hey, we need to get this in with this level of urgency. It helped us to know exactly what was necessary and for us to get in the house we wanted. And I'd add, one thing I thought was interesting, we ended up in the house that we didn't even, in an area we didn't even look for, right?
Yeah.
We were looking in a totally different geography, and it goes back to that Henry Ford quote, if I asked my customers what they wanted, they would have asked for a faster horse, right? And I think we didn't know what we even wanted, and when we found this place and you found it for us, I thought it was a perfect marriage when we saw it.
This house was perfect for you and your family with your children that you have, and they can all have their own room. And
Yes.
it was just, it's the right fit, the right time. I think my last question I have for you is, what would you say in recommending me to a friend?
Um, it's a fun experience, and I think for us, and having known friends that have dealt with different real estate experiences, some horror stories, that we had quite the opposite experience. I think once we got to like underwriting, when things get tense, that's when it got a little bit more difficult. And even then, you helped to kind of calm us down, soothe us through the process. And so for me, I would say it would be a great experience, one that you'd actually enjoy buying a home when normally most people don't. I don't know.
Yeah, you weren't pushy. You were not pushy. Funny too. That always helps. Just having an easy relationship with someone where you don't feel like you're being sold. Everybody wants to buy but doesn't want to be sold.
Yeah.
So it felt like, again, your motive was for us to be happy instead of just your motive being, okay, let's hurry up and get these clients their sales so I move on to the next one. It was absolutely just warm, and it was, again, it was nice. It was really nice. It was nice driving around looking at houses with you, and just, again, just the transparency. I don't feel like you can get that everywhere. You feel like you're talking to someone and they're not trying to find ways to manipulate you into what they want.
Yeah.
So it was awesome.
Really appreciate that from both of you. But I'm going to throw one more question at both of you.
Yeah.
Is that if you move forward, how comfortable do you feel now being able to go out and do this process again?
Probably 100-fold. Having known what I would still probably call you because I still trust you to know this process better than me. But I definitely think we were able to even consult friends and be more subject matter experts on certain things that we learned through the process. Again, we're first in both of our families to buy a home, so we didn't have a whole lot of experience in what to expect there. And I think now we'd be more confident, but I think again, I'd still probably have you at least on text message training.
That's what I like to hear. One last, and I'm sorry, this is the last question. I promise this is the last question. I have a lot of clients that are kind of sitting on the fence about whether they should buy now or buy later. What would you suggest to them?
This is the first house we saw. We saw 9 houses and we just knew. And so when you know, you know. Just go with it. I feel like people ignore their gut instinct so many times that they wind up in a position where they buy something they're not happy with.
Right.
So again, it's all about timing. So it really is. If you feel like this is the right time for you and you find that house, go for it. We looked at, again, this one first, and we came back to it. We're like, you know, I've seen all these nice houses, but just the feel of it, you just felt like you were home. And we went for it. It was a little bit, it was the top of our price range, and it was the edge of our location. But even to the last question about, you know, feeling comfortable selling again, I don't see myself selling anytime soon.
Yeah.
But overall, I feel just go for it. Honestly, I don't think that you should hesitate.
And I would say right now is thinking about where we're at in the market, and we got in a fortunate time. There's no better time than now to buy when it comes to looking at how you're going to appreciate your value, looking at the comps we've seen in our own home.
Yeah.
Also remembering a house is an investment, right? And so leveraging the market at the time it is. It's a great time in Sacramento to be a homeowner. Much better time than it is to rent, for sure. And even thinking about being a homeowner with the ability to say rent out with the rising rent prices now, it gives us an opportunity to look at it as a fiscal investment that can return on us at any time.
Awesome. Well, I really appreciate you guys taking the time today and talking to me about your experience of buying a house and buying a house with me, or through me. Is it through me or with me?
You know that better than I
would.
Oh, with me. Okay. So anyway, I just want to say thank you for your time today. And this is Real Estate and much more. Thank you.